Welcome back, so happy to see you again. And over 2 months ago I made a video about my Ultra-Simple PKM system I use to turn information that I gather through videos and books, stuff like that, into videos like these super fast. But things have changed drastically since then. I'm using different apps, tripled my video output from twice a week to every single day, and I've learned many lessons because of that. So in today's video I want to share with you my updated PKM version that is applicable for everyone who wants to make things happen, not just move text from apps to apps and all that stuff. If you're also interested in personal knowledge management, I think you'll find great value out of this. So as a quick definition of PKM, it's a system that helps you transform inputs, which is everything you consume and learn, into outputs, which is action results, much faster. And the definition of intelligence is also the same, so we can say that having a working PKM system literally makes you more intelligent. Pretty cool, right? And in terms of inputs, I separate them into two groups: others' observations and my own observations. For the first group, I'm a big fan of YouTube. I subscribe to the channels that give me the best return on attention and then simply consume their new videos when I'm moving around or eating or even in my bathtub. And podcast episodes also fall in the same category. Sometimes I also listen to an audiobook or even take a course on Skillshare if that's necessary. I'm always guided here by my interest in the moment, so to me this kind of learning is some form of entertainment and relaxation. Then we have my own observations, which are everything from ideas to reflections. I do not brainstorm or try to generate ideas because I don't need to. Because I have these long meditation sessions, 2 hours a day, I get the opportunity to get some perspective on what I'm doing, and then brilliant ideas just pop up on the fly that I can write down later. And all these brilliant ideas can happen anytime and often before I fall asleep. What I also do now that's worked beautiful for me is paying attention to pain and negative emotions. It might sound absolutely crazy, but when I actively seek them out, or at least listen to the existing pain and tensions, I get the answer needed for me to level up. Could be some tension that I had for decades that finally can be lifted, or I need to make some process more efficient. And it's well documented, by the way, that in order to learn and just get ahead, we have to pay attention to errors and things we not like in the moment, something I will go more in detail in a future video. So in terms of input, again, I listen to YouTube, I listen to podcasts, sometimes I listen to audiobook. I barely read though because I don't need to. I get all this through my ears anyways, and then I get ideas and also pay attention to my frustrations and pains. And before I tell you my current output process, let's cover the juicy part, the apps I use. 2 months ago, I used Evernote and Mem.ai as my two note-taking apps, and I don't use them anymore, but use instead four other note-taking apps, which are Notion, Reflect, Apple Notes, and Google Tasks. Hear me out on the last one. When I prepare for these videos, I use Notion for it. I have a table where I can see what videos will be made during this week and can also change status from prep to ready to finished. I also have a particular filter, so whenever I set something to finish, it disappears, so it looks very nice when I go in there every day. Then I also use Notion for my day job and for tracking my gym progress. What I like about Notion is its more advanced features, and it acts as some kind of a giant sidebar, as I talked about in this video right here. I have this YouTube database plus some other notes, and that's it. It looks well across all devices, and if it was not for the fact that it's very slow to load for some reason, it would be the best note-taking app ever in my opinion. Next up we have Reflect, and normally Reflect costs $10 a month in order to use it at all, but because I made this review video, which you can check out right here if you want, the founder of Reflect reached out to me via Twitter and offered me a free lifetime subscription, which I accepted of course, so expect more coverage of Reflect over the next few months. It's a very underrated app. And what Reflect is exceptional at is its daily note feature. I go in and immediately I'm at today's date, and then I can focus on spontaneous journaling and all that stuff without needing to do any extra work. And in the rare case that I read a Kindle book and highlight, it will automatically sync to Reflect. No readwise needed. But that's pretty much it. Although Reflect has many good features, I pretty much use Reflect only for this since I not link notes. The third note-taking app is Apple Notes, which is one of my favorites because of its simplicity, and here is where my true second brain lies. Whenever I come across some sources through the videos I watch, I save them right there to together with other articles. Also, if I want to make a note about a certain topic, I go to Apple Notes for it. And since I use Mac almost all the time, it of course integrates extremely well with it. But then you might ask, why don't I use Reflect for this as well? Although I definitely could do that, I just find it much easier to switch between different apps rather than tapping within an app. It is these small things that makes a huge difference when you go about every day. But I'll make a video in the future where I truly compare all of the three side by side, and you can stay tuned for that. The last one is Google Tasks, and although it's technically a task manager and not a note-taking app, I use it as a note-taking app, and Todoist is my task manager instead. And here is where all my video ideas come in, since it's so easy to just make a new entry on this very long list. I also keep track of my groceries and also travel checklist when that happens. Two improvements to that app would definitely be a search function plus a dedicated app on the computer, and not just being on the side of other Google services. But aside from that, it's extremely reliable. So now we discussed the input process and the note-taking apps used for it, but any PKM system is utterly useless if it does not help us produce quality output. And of course, the output process will totally depend on what you do in your profession. For me personally, I base my entire life on showing up and giving as much value to the wonderful, amazing you every day. To accomplish this, I set aside time each Saturday to go through all the videos I have and select the 7 best ones into the YouTube database in Notion. And then I can relax knowing that I don't need to reinvent the wheel every day, so I'm not in this constant hurry, but can plan a little bit ahead. I can gather some ideas in advance, also some resources. And once I know what to make during the week, I often find myself getting ideas on how I want to present these topics, which I do in Notion. I just open them as a page and adding some notes or some words, and also search within my Apple Notes to get some sources and facts that I can use in this video. And then every single day I go to the page on the top and start to write some kind of a script. Unlike anyone on this planet, I guess, I do it primarily on the phone, and I write the script on the bus. I take a bus 4 times every day to the gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning, and the other nights I take the bus to the beautiful Gdynia beach. And previously I used to write while walking, but now I try to not do that since I'm super productive on the bus now. I can write like 700 words in one go, like one back and forth. And now I'd rather look out in the horizon so I can preserve my good vision and offset looking down on my phone and my computer every day. But if it's a long script, which to me is more than 700 words, and I'm not finished, I take roughly a quarter to finish on my computer. And on my computer I'm very fast at typing because I previously worked part-time at the transcription company. And after that, the daily script is done, and then it's just record, edit, and publish the day after. And this all repeats every day. Now I have to admit, I want to go from using a script to only using bullet points when talking to you because I feel it's more natural. But right now I'm extremely bad at just improvising what to say. So in order to be better at it, I do every evening a practice session where I simply grab my phone and talk about whatever comes to mind, and hopefully I'm able to train my ability to talk good sentences without these sort of filler words like sort of, like, kind of, all that stuff, and thus be more relatable to you. So I'm working on it, just to let you know. As you heard now, my PKM system is extremely simple and practical because it has to. And because I make these videos every single day, I don't have time to make links and play around with the system as a whole. You are much more important than some text on the screen after all. If you're inspired by my PKM setup, feel free to copy it straight away, and I'll make more videos regarding both the apps but also regarding my entire YouTube process. I'm probably one of the very few who makes a video every day all by myself, and I'm not burning out at all because I have this extra time to meditate, eat, sleep, and even have free time actually. Plus being extremely motivated by you, no joke. I'm so eager to share with you how I do it, since you deserve this unfair advantage too. As always, I'm interested to see what you thought about my current setup, and please share your own in the comments. I know for a fact that people who are into PKM really are into PKM. Until then, thank you so much for sticking around so far, and whether you like PKM or not, always remember that you're the most amazing human being alive.